So it took us way too long, like 6 weeks, which is slow even for us. Of course, we get a little bit of benefit of the doubt because of Alistair, but we finally bought wedding tickets to our friend's wedding, which is going to be out near Chicago, and holy crap, we're doing the whole 9 yards. We are going to the wedding. I'm going to be spending the day at the acoustician's office that we work with to work on a VR thing. And then we're also going to be renting a car and driving 3 hours out to Savannah, Illinois to visit Liz's side of the family. All the while we'll have a friend, you know, staying at our house, taking care of our pets and all that. And yeah, it's going to be Alistair's first flight, Alistair's first big car ride, and he's getting his shots this week. And yeah, it's going to be a really big trip, so hopefully all that goes well. Hopefully everything going on with his belly button and all that's going to be fine. So definitely a load off to know that that's all set, and the tickets are purchased, and I really hope that we're able to go. We're going to be flying out of LaGuardia, so you know, I'll be taking the train down, taxiing, all sorts of stuff. We'll also be seeing one of Liz's friends out there, totally separate from the wedding, so that should be good. Yeah, but it's gonna be busy. Other stuff, baby, going on right now. So that's future baby stuff. Baby stuff from this week. Alistair on Wednesday had his first like sleep through the night kind of experience, which was really cool, or the closest thing to that we, you know, anticipate getting, because he slept like 7 hours or something like that, something like 10 p.m. to like 5 a.m. Unfortunately, Liz was not able to take advantage of that because this week Liz and I started doing a bit of a trade-off thing where I'd come home, and you know what I've been doing is I've been coming home and being like, hi Alistair, hi Liz, taking Sadie out, doing a quick few chores, you know, getting rid of cat litter, emptying the dishwasher, that kind of thing, and then hopping right on the computer here and getting down to cracked work, you know, one of my freelance things. And I basically worked out with Liz like, oh, what if I come home, if Alistair isn't feeding, I'll hang out with him for a bit, spend some time with him, make sure he's okay, and Liz can go do cracked work. So on the Wednesday night, which was actually a day I was working from home also, so I think I did a good job of helping Liz keep Alistair up and about and napping properly throughout the day, so he was on a good schedule. But yeah, so we put him to bed at 10, and then I went to bed at something like midnight, but then Liz was up until 3 a.m. working on more cracked work for me, so she didn't actually really get to enjoy the benefit of Alistair sleeping that much. But the nights since then, he actually has, I think he's falling a little bit more into a schedule. We're finding that he's napping better, especially earlier in the day, and then we're kind of finding that if we can put him to sleep a little bit kind of at the right time at night, then he's more likely to sleep continuously. And he's been sleeping really soundly, like, you know, before when he'd be sleeping there'd be a little bit of almost like a rattle, and he'd kind of wake up and make little noises, and it never seemed like that deep of a sleep. But the past few nights it's been like totally quiet, to the point where I actually had to check and make sure that he actually was like still breathing. So that's good, and I don't think this is super tied to that, but someone in my office was talking about how their child was having a lot of trouble sleeping when he was a baby, and so he got this like really simple, you know, foam incline thing, which I guess is like not super FDA recommended these days, but I got it anyway because I was like, let's give it a try. So he has been lying on that, and the idea of course is that it puts him at a bit of an incline so that it's easier to breathe and deal with, you know, the whole underdeveloped baby digestion system thing, so he's less gaseous. But then of course the problem with that incline is, you know, he starts to roll, and Alistair is very active, of course, so he starts to get sideways and you can get in some weird positions. So you have to keep an eye out for that. Here's the cameo of the week. He's sleeping, so we have to be quiet. This is very different from last week when I was trying to stop him from crying. Tough to get him in the light. There we go. There's a nice profile shot. Look at that cute little nose. Cute little hands. His fingernails keep growing so fast. Very easy to be stabbed by him. See the little fluffy eyebrows. Hoping those grow in nice and thick like his papa's. And all his hair's falling out in the back. Although, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but there's a big tuft down there. I think because that's not where his hat usually goes, so it's not pulling it out as quickly. But pretty cool. Say goodnight, Alistair. Good night. Also, I cheated a little bit by sneaking this into last week's episode, but yeah, Alistair's first day being able to roll over from tummy to back, either from his left side or his right side, was Tuesday of last week, which is when I was still recording some stuff for last week's episode. But that's really cool, and to see him building up strength. I'm looking forward to when he gets to the point where he can support his own head, because he really likes using his legs. Like if I'm supporting him down there, he really likes to kick off of it. And so I think any kind of situation where we can let him kind of like bounce himself up and down, I think he'll get a kick out of that. And you know, he has such a strong grip with his little hands. And oh my God, how did I not bring this up right up top? He is like genuinely smiling now. Like it's really cool, totally in a mimicky kind of way. Like if I catch him in the right mood and I just go, "Hi, Alistair," and if I put on a big smile, he'll smile right back, and it's super cool. I don't think we've captured it on like film or anything yet, but yeah, it's really genuinely fantastic. So I'm really digging all that stuff, and you know, despite the lack of sleep, which again right now is actually getting a little bit better, every single moment that we get to witness these changes and these developments and new things happening with him is just so cool. Not to mention that he's pretty much the most adorable thing that Liz and I have ever seen in our life. You know, no offense, Sadie, but she's a dog, so it's okay. But yeah, it's really wonderful. So you know, I guess next week, which will probably be a late episode, I'll be talking about what it was like in Chicago. But that's gonna be a pretty big trip, so I hope everything goes okay with it. He's been pretty good in public. I'm in Cold Spring the other day. He was a little bit kind of fussy as we were walking around for quite a while. But we'll see how he handles the plane, how he handles the long car ride, and meeting lots more strangers and more family. So that should be good. Baby. Oh, and last baby thing, I think I've mentioned in previous episodes that I am not a good napper. I'm not someone who's ever been able to be like, okay, I'm just going to sleep for 20 minutes. I sleep pretty good during a normal night when it's like I'm going to bed now, but I have a lot of trouble dealing with smaller increments. So it was really exciting when yesterday I had like my first really solid nap in a long time. Like I laid down, was asleep within a couple minutes, and then I think I woke up maybe 40 minutes later or so and felt super refreshed, and it's like, oh, that's what naps are supposed to do. So that was really great progress.